And it's a terrible mistake to think you have to have an opinion on everything.
Warren Buffett is currently the fourth wealthiest person in the world according to Forbes. The 90-year-old investor has more money than the average person could even imagine, but many wonder what he spends it on. Many billionaires choose to spend their wealth on luxurious items like mansions, fancy cars, and designer goods. However, you might just be surprised to know that that isn't always the case. While Warren Buffett might have a vast fortune, he often chooses to spend his money in unexpected ways. In today's video, we're going to be telling you about Warren Buffett's net worth, lifestyle, and how he spends his billions. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss his list. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to this channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos that we post. Number 1. Warren Buffett's net worth. So Warren Buffett is the fourth wealthiest person in the world, but just how much money is he worth? That's a bit of a difficult question to answer, since the answer is always changing. For example, at the beginning of the global health situation, Warren Buffett's company suffered a loss of nearly $50 billion. Crazy, right? However, they have been able to since gain most of the money back, and Buffett's net worth hasn't suffered any overall loss. On their website, Forbes provides a real-time update to Warren Buffett's ever-changing net worth. As of March 2021, his net worth is reported as being a whopping $97.9 billion. It's essentially even hard for the average person to even imagine that much money. Warren Buffett essentially has the ability to buy anything he wants: homes, cars, and even private planes. However, the ways he chooses to spend his money might not be what you expect from a billionaire. Just keep watching to gain an insight into Warren Buffett's lifestyle and all the things he chooses to spend his billions on. $97.9 billion. Wow. Number 2. How he made the money. Before we get into the details about how Warren Buffett spent his billions of dollars, let's take a look at how he earned all that money in the first place. Buffett is an investor, and he started early. According to Business Insider, Buffett began investing in the stock market at age 11. By the age of 16, he had already amassed today's equivalent of $53,000. Despite his early business mindset and focus, the now billionaire actually made the majority of his money after his 50th birthday. That's right, 99% of Buffett's wealth was earned after the big 50. Most of Warren Buffett's money had been earned during his job at Berkshire Hathaway, a multinational conglomerate holding company. Buffett became a billionaire in 1990 when Berkshire Hathaway started selling Class A shares. Since then, his wealth has only gone up and up. In 2013, Buffett made an average of $37 million per day. His wealth is now greater than the GDP of Uruguay. Today, Warren Buffett occupies the position of chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. As we said before, both Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway suffered some losses at the beginning of the global health situation, but he seems to have bounced back from that and remains the fourth wealthiest person in the world. Number 3. He's frugal. So now that we know Warren Buffett's net worth and how he makes his billions, let's talk a little bit about his lifestyle and how he spends his money. Some other billionaires like Jeff Bezos choose to spend their riches on things to make their lifestyles more luxurious, like mansions, private planes, and insane custom cars. However, this isn't Warren Buffett's style at all. This may surprise you since he is such a high-profile billionaire, but sources say that Warren Buffett is actually pretty frugal. That's right, Buffett has been vocal in the past about his lack of desire for material things or a lavish lifestyle. When he was in an interview for CNBC and Yahoo's Finance Off the Cuff, Buffett said that he has never had any great desire to have multiple houses and all kinds of things and multiple cars. This tendency is reflected in Buffett's modest choice in homes, cars, and various other purchases. However, the billionaire's frugality is in some sort of statement. In an interview with People magazine, he said, "I buy everything I want in life." He continued with a little more about his philosophy on happiness and spending money, saying, "Would 10 homes make me more happy? Possessions possess you at a point. I don't like a $100 meal as well as a hamburger from McDonald's." Buffett's level of frugality is certainly surprising considering how rich he is. Number 4. His house. Going along with his frugal tendencies, Warren Buffett still lives in the same exact house he bought in 1958. Don't get me wrong, this house nice. It's nice, but again, it isn't exactly what you'd expect for a billionaire's home. Buffett purchased his house in Omaha, Nebraska in 1958 for $31,500. Today, that would be approximately $270,000. It's still a nice home, but not a mansion worth millions of dollars like many other millionaires and billionaires possess. The home has 6,570 square feet, 5 bedrooms, and 2.5 bathrooms. Forbes. For many years, the Omaha property was the only home Warren Buffett owned. In 1971, Buffett decided to splash out and purchase a vacation home in Laguna Beach, California. However, Buffett was still relatively sensible in his choice of vacation property. He spent $150,000 on a property in a gated community that is walking distance from the beach. The gated community association where Buffett's home is does charge a hefty yearly fee of $9,264, but that's some change for a billionaire. In fact, he doesn't even own the property anymore. He downsized and sold a vacation home in 2018 for $7.5 million. Considering billionaires and the ultra-wealthy usually have many vacation homes, Buffett's modest choice to have only one home is certainly unexpected. Number 5. He loves Cadillacs. Warren Buffett doesn't buy very many cars, but it's reported that he does have a soft spot for Cadillacs. While Cadillacs aren't exactly the most frugal vehicles, it's pretty unusual for a billionaire to not have any sort of crazy car collection. For years, Buffett drove a 2006 Cadillac DTS. When he finally had to replace the vehicle in 2014, he purchased a Cadillac XTS, which he has been driving ever since. Even though Cadillac makes a lot of new cars every year that Buffett could try out, the billionaire prefers to wait a long time before replacing his vehicle. When asked about this in an interview with Forbes, he said, "The truth is, I only drive about 3,500 miles a year, so I'll buy a new car very infrequently." His daughter, Susie Buffett, even joked about her father's frugal tendencies, once saying, "You've got to understand he keeps cars until I tell him. This is getting embarrassing. Time for a new car." So, if you're wondering how much money a billionaire like Warren Buffett spends on cars, the answer is not very much. Buffett's current vehicle, the Cadillac XTS, is estimated to have cost $44,000 total. Number 6 might just straight mess you up. Number 6, he doesn't even have a smartphone. If you thought Warren Buffett's house and car were the extent of his spendthrift ways, think again. Up until the year 2020, Buffett didn't even have a smartphone. That's right, the billionaire didn't upgrade from a flip phone to a smartphone until he needed to. In fact, it's reported that Buffett doesn't even keep a computer at his desk either. You'd think a billionaire would be buying all the latest technology gadgets, but not in his case. According to CNN, Warren Buffett has only sent one email in his life, which was to Jeff Rakes, the former CEO of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Instead of spending his free time scrolling through his phone, Buffett chooses to relax by spending around 12 hours per week playing bridge. When asked in an interview about what he does for fun when he's not playing bridge, he said, "I just sit in my office and read all day." It's not clear if Warren Buffett's decisions about technology are part of his desire to be frugal or if he's just an old-fashioned guy. Number 7. McDonald's for breakfast. Aside from the big purchases, Warren Buffett is also thrifty in small ways throughout his daily routine. One of Buffett's favorite morning activities is going for a breakfast at McDonald's. According to inside sources, Buffett's order at the fast food chain depends on how the stock market is doing that day. If the market isn't doing well, Buffett orders a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich for a total of $2.95. If the market is up, Buffett flashes out on a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit sandwich, which comes out to a total of $3.17. 23 cents difference ultimately tells the fortune of the market stock that day. Though Buffett may be a billionaire, he certainly doesn't eat like one. I checked the actuarial tables, and the lowest death rate is among 6-year-olds, so I decided to eat like a 6-year-old. It's the safest course I could take, Buffett joked when asked about his diet in an interview. Buffett also chooses not to spend a lot of money on daily necessities, reportedly only spending $18 on his haircut, and even using coupons when taking friends like Bill Gates out to lunch. Number 8. Charitable donations. One place that Warren Buffett does not penny pinch is in his charitable donations. That's right, the billionaire actually donates an astonishing amount of money to charity every year. Buffett has pledged to give away 99% of his billions to philanthropic causes through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Since the year 2000, he has donated more than $46 billion to charity. Buffett even made more than $1 billion donation to the Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation in honor of his late wife, and he will certainly give more money to the foundation for years to come. He shares some of his wealth with his children as well, but not extreme amounts. If you're extremely rich and you've got children, my theory was you give them enough so they can do anything, but not enough so they can do nothing, the billionaire said in an interview. Though Warren Buffett might not spend that much money on typical things, charity is one place he really puts his billions to use. And with that, we wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.